Morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 10th of July. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by the culture. As always, brought to you by the best in the business. Introduce yourself, guys.
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
And I'm your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation, Big Marsh from the east side of the bridge. Good morning, folks. And look who's back. Oh, sorry. Full salam. Full salam. Oh, I know he's not. I know he's not. Just in your pants.
This guy.
Everybody all right?
Can't complain, man. I'm here, man. Can't complain.
It's Strange Wednesdays. What do they call it? What do they call it? Conspiracy. What do you do on Wednesday? What do they call it, Brent?
It's not me.
Strange Wednesdays, people. So, you know, we don't even know what's it. Furthermore, let me see what's in store for the show. I'm not even ready. How's everybody doing, though, man?
Yeah, all good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. Brent, what you saying?
Blessed and highly favored. Quick admin. One, they've started putting back the comments on Spotify.
Cool.
They turned it off for some maintenance, this, that, and that, but they've turned it back on now, and they've allowed us to be able to reply to it. Before, we weren't able to reply. It was just leave a comment and then we read it out. But now we can reply to it.
You going to reply?
Yeah, I like building community. Yeah, and sometimes you need a reply. For example, somebody left a message on our YouTube. Let me read it out.
I don't reply to people.
Huh?
I don't reply to people.
That's okay.
I don't see the point.
How do you mean?
Yeah, I just don't see the point.
No, I heard what you said. I understand English, but what do you mean?
I do not see the point in replying to people.
How about you, Manuel?
I mean, it depends. I guess in a particular context, if it's one of them things which you can see just being contentious or being a thing where somebody's commented just talking nonsense, then of course, what's the point? But like Brent's saying, the community aspect of it, you know what I mean? There's a lot to gain from that.
Everybody's entitled to their opinions and stuff, and obviously we've got our platforms and stuff, and that's what I want you to be a part of it and share your opinions. But hey, what the hell's that got to do with me? Do you get what I'm saying? You don't go off and you don't do what you're doing. I ain't involved in that. Like, I can't get too invested in people's nonsense or good stuff because it doesn't make you can't just pick and choose because once you engage, you got to engage with everything. So I just leave everything. I don't care if it's good, bad, or indifferent. You just leave it in the ether. You just do what you're doing. It's nothing to do with me. You get me? You don't have your fun. So, yeah.
Fair. So let me read out some YouTube comments. No way am I validating anything I know is incorrect. Makes no sense. Marg said to Brent, they can call you whatever they want. I don't give a heck. The whole thing stinks, even if it is over money. This ain't how men are supposed to fall out. All sides have behaved like girls. The way Poet alluded on the net was hella sassy, and Tigo posting screenshots was one of the most feminine things a man has done in 2024. End of the day, Tigo went on Shadeborough for his WhatsApp screenshots. All of this is a howler for all of them. I haven't said that. Can you remember when that skinny comedian, short comedian, went on to that show? It's so funny how I retain information like beautifully in certain areas, and then other areas I'm beating around the bush trying to get somebody else to help you out.
What's skinny comedian? In English?
It's right there.
Black?
Huh?
Black?
Yes.
Kevin
and he
Hart?
went on Shay, Club Shay.
Oh, cat.
Cat, yes.
Yeah.
Tigo may be one of the fallen ones that he was talking about. The ones that nobody would... That is true, no?
He did say the rapture was coming, man.
It's true, no? Because that's a big scalp.
2024, man.
No one would have ever thought of that. Nobody. I'm praying for Tigo. Have you called him yet?
Who Tigo?
You go checked in. You go check in his mental well-being. Remember I asked you yesterday if you could check in.
Why would I check in? He could call me if he wants to talk to me.
Tigo, please, can you call Margs? He wants to talk to you.
You should call me, man.
Yeah, man.
Nobody. You don't know how indifferent I am to everything. You know, you don't know I don't care about nothing about myself.
I agree. I agree to a certain extent. A certain extent.
No, obviously, yeah, to a certain extent. But for the most part, like, I'm Team Margs. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got a horse in no race. This is my horse.
Two things can be true.
Okay.
You can be Team Margs, you can be Team somebody else. And if asked for your opinion, you'll be like, do you want the comprehensive one or do you want the abridged one? And then you can answer both beautifully. 100% you're Team Margs. I know you're Team Margs, definitely. Freehold or lease? Oh, no. Margs, I support the Pelicans. Show respect and cover them, champ. Who are the Pelicans?
No, you don't. The Pelicans, New Orleans Pelicans. Oh, but we took
Basketball.
Yeah, but shit. I'm gonna talk about one of your players that we took. Actually, you could tell me whether he's any good or not. The one that went to the Mavs. What's his name again? Shit. Are you reading the comment or live?
No, I'm reading the comments, but I'm showing you how responding to comments could be fun.
Oh, not for me. I wouldn't respond to none of that stuff.
No, but it depends on the time of day and the context and whatnot. I am giving it to you, so you can still hold on to. I ain't responding to the comments.
No, what I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter what's said there.
Know,
Ask anybody who follows me. Ask anybody who even follows me on Instagram or anything.
I'm not disputing that.
It doesn't matter what's said. It doesn't matter if it's good. It's not because it's. It doesn't. I'm not saying it's negative stuff. It doesn't matter if it's positive. It doesn't matter if it's. It doesn't matter what it is. Don't engage.
You are leaning into one of them people who wants to basically convince the entire world that they don't care about anything.
Okay.
You don't need to do that. You can say it once and then we leave you.
I could do what I want.
You see? I know you can.
Yeah.
I know you can.
And it doesn't matter even if I'm saying it, you're saying if you're saying it, it means it's not true. It doesn't matter what you think.
I know.
Don't you get it?
I know. I believe you. I believe that's what you feel. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if it looks bad, I don't care.
I believe that you think that too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then that's what matters.
All right. Freehold or leasehold is lol. Nah. Why are these pastors on such badness?
Oh.
Like, damn, bro. No shame at all. Like, these people must not feel anything because don't they at some point think, dang, like, I'm really lying and they really depositing the dinero. What the hell?
Freehold or
these
leasehold.
people...
Freehold or leasehold was funny.
Yeah. Let me finish this. I'm really lying and they really depositing the dinero. What the hell? Also, these people do not read the Bible. All they know is our daddy and Baba. The pastor ain't your daddy. He's just a man. What is good with them? Was it on Eventbrite? This is ridiculous. I love people that type like how their brain is thinking. In your own house, wouldn't you serve your guests first? Just saying. Point. And this one is what I wanted to basically tell or address. It's got 26 likes. So a lot of people think the same way. I'm going to be that annoying viewer because you're not going to do us like you did us with Koi and Yusuf. Where is Esther? She's been gone since June the 11th. Lots of laugh crying emojis. And I say, lol, you're not annoying me, my lovely. And then she responds, which gets 6 likes, so they also agree. Mine didn't get any likes, by the way. Mr. Brent, don't sidestep the inquiry. Where is the queen of TDA? And I respond saying, she's honestly with the Lord. Now, what I meant by that is she's allowed to have a break. Mm-hmm. She has deserved a break, don't you think? She has worked
for sure
tirelessly. Just like everybody else. She has worked tirelessly, some more so than others. And she's been here every single morning when others haven't. No, this shit. Just had to put it on somebody. Not. And she has earned a break. Don't worry. Please, at this time, respect her peace. Think that's fair?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't hit her up on social media asking her, where are you? We miss you, blah, 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 blah. All that is nice, intent and whatnot. But peace needs to be respected. Please. We love her dearly. And we also miss her. Somebody said the show isn't the same without her. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be the same. It's not supposed to be the same without Max. It's not supposed to be the same without Emmanuel. And that's it. I know it's not supposed to be the same without Gina. Obviously, she's not here. The camera's on. But it's not supposed to be. It wasn't made for that way. God damn it.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. Anyway, moving on quickly. First time I'm watching this, and I'm not going to lie, it's because Tigo is in the title. Well, if you stay, then cool, we've won you. If you don't, you won't meant for us. In the topic of the day, if you switch the word truth with the opinion, the convo would have been done in 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's why we didn't do it.
Fair price. Next one is Tigo, man. Next one is it because he's a white man is crazy? Who said that? Maybe I said that. Is it because he's a white man? Oh, maybe because Christy was calling him a colonizer. I said, is it because he's a white man? Maybe that's the bar. Money missing or not?
Maybe.
Go on.
Did I say that?
It's probable.
I'm trying to think of the context. Can't remember though. Go on.
Money missing or not, don't tell me Poet was taking 50% and splitting the other 50% between the rest of you. 3.8% of the monthly income after paying the production company is wild. Let me see. If a man created the show, came up with the ideas and facilitated guests on the show, etc., brought everyone else on the show, you can't possibly think everyone else can get the same as him. And there's a whole conversation going on here. You ain't got to say what you're getting, but it should be known so no one can say nothing. Just makes sense. This ish keeps happening, and it is so silly. And then the person replies, don't even bother. Some people are slow and they don't understand certain things. They're entitled and feel they deserve more than they do. And then nobody could tell me nobody can tell Poet what he should be taking from his own company. It's his business in every sense of the word. If he wanted to rinse it and pay the man them 1%, it is what it is. Now, if the man them want to stay and accept the cut, that's their problem. But you can't chat to Poet. And then that person responds saying, you're 100% correct, but it sounds like crab in a barrel mindset. And then somebody says, not going to lie, what the actual F is this? Cool. That is it. Like I said, if it is that you want to leave your comments on Spotify, you can. I can now reply there. I will still read out some of the ones that are cool. Man, I guess I could start reading out some of the ones on YouTube that are cool. That looks cool. I mean, it will encourage people to leave comments. Right? If you want to talk to us indirectly, you can leave a comment or two. Like I said before, we have changed the Dilemma page to www.newblack.com/dilemma. It used to be /TDA, but that's been changed now. So get to send in your dilemmas and make sure it has as much context as possible, please, so we can help you better. I think that is the admin. Let's crack on.
All right, then let's get into our headlines. Oh.
All right, so our first set of headlines. Seems the government is really cracking on with the work they've got ahead of them, man. So Sir Keir Starmer ended an 8-year clash between City Hall and Whitehall yesterday on Tuesday as he vowed to work with Sadiq Khan to boost London. The new Prime Minister met mayors from across England in Number 10 as the Labour government pledged to let the regions take back control. Mr Khan's time in office since 2016 has been marked by repeated bust-ups with Conservative administrations over transport, crime and housing. But Sir Keir Starmer stressed that he would work with mayors from all political parties. Mr Khan said it was a really good meeting. He hopes that under Labour's renationalisation of the railways, some of the commuter trains will come into TfL. Next headline, and Rachel Reeves, who's Labour's Chancellor, announced the creation of a National Wealth Fund. So this aims to create 650,000 jobs over the next 5 years. It will invest £7.3 billion into green initiatives and industrial revitalisation. For every pound of public money invested, the fund aims to attract £3 of private sector investment. Key projects include rebuilding the steel industry, upgrading ports and supply chains, developing gigafactories, advancing carbon capture technologies, and supporting green hydrogen manufacturing. Investments will focus on the UK's industrial heartlands, but will also include London and the South East. Labour plans to hold a global investment summit within the first 100 days of their government. The goal is to attract foreign investment and foster closer trade deals with the EU. Now, last headline. City Hall warned yesterday that hundreds of affordable homes are being built in London with no one to take them. So councils typically grant planning permission for new private housing to be built only after striking a deal with the developer, which is known as a Section 106 agreement, which will usually require a portion of those homes to be classed as affordable. However, housing associations are less able and willing to buy them. They're struggling with capacity issues, high costs, and new legal requirements for building safety, such as those mandated by Awab's law. Awab's law basically requires social housing landlords to investigate hazards within 14 calendar days and to begin repair works in 7 calendar days if the hazard could pose a significant risk to the health or safety of their tenants. And that's it for our headlines.
All right, then let's get into what you're saying, topic of the day.
All right, people. So pretty much like like Mark said, today has turned into Strange Wednesdays or Conspiracy Wednesdays, whatever it may be. All Brent's fault. But today, yeah.
No, I beg you. There are people out there who would actually believe what you just said without questioning it.
You allow people to believe everything you say without questioning it every day, Brent. So don't worry.
So
Don't worry.
I am not responsible for producing this show. So any question that is put to us is from Emmanuel's melanated mind. All right.
Allegedly, guys. Allegedly. But today, I want us to talk about this, yeah. Because it's not obviously going to be based on Anunnaki and stuff like this, yeah. But a lot of these ancient stories from the past, right, that seem kind of stupid, seem kind of like, where was the truth in any of these things? I want to ask you guys, do you feel like some of them, can you recall any one of them that comes to mind that makes you feel like, wait a minute, in a different world, slightly tweak this particular area of that story, this is something that I feel is still present today. And maybe the ancients were warning us about it, or maybe the ancients were just documenting a story in their time that's really happening today, it's been happening since.
What was the question, sorry?
So basically, do you feel like there's anything in the ancient past, right, that was happening? Like if you read certain stories or certain folk tales that's passed on for thousands of years, yeah, that's happened back then, documented back then.
By the Anunnaki?
No, not the Anunnaki.
I was
Forget
gonna say,
Anunnaki.
'cause you're talking to me like I was in that car with you. Like.
No, forget Anunnaki. just like certain stories, it could be anything, right? That you feel like if you were to tweak some of that story and make it modern, it's something that actually is happening today. So it's not a fairy tale. It was actually the ancients telling us something that happened in their time, and there's some truth to it. Even if the theory itself seems wild and it's like crazy that human beings would actually do this, there was something that made them do it then, and that's making people do it now.
I don't know. Human sacrifices.
Okay. So why would you say human sacrifices? What was happening back then that made you say human sacrifice? And today,
Well, they were sacrificing people.
Yeah,
that's what was happening.
That's true.
They was sacrificing people. Yeah.
And you feel like people are still doing that today?
Yes.
In what way?
Maybe not in the traditional sense
Mm-hmm.
of slitting their throat and drinking their blood, but they might be giving them up, ruining lives and things.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Okay. So sort of trigger warning and no disrespect to nobody. I mean this 100%. But in a similar way to how people had conspiracy theories about how Kanye West, for example, sacrificed his mom to get that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Brent, what about you?
What's the question? I am doing three things at once.
All right, cool. What's like? Are there anything that you can kind of recall? Right? Is there anything that you can recall from like from the ancient times, ancient stories that you feel like if you were to tweak that story just a tiny bit, make and modernize it, it's something that's real, i.e., that the modern man would kind of discard as just another nonsense folk tale or whatever. But I feel like this sort of thing happened then. The ancients documented it, and there was some truth to it, or at least people believed there was truth to it then, and people still believe there's truth to it now. And they're now still doing the same thing, but maybe in secret.
The ancients?
Yeah.
Who are you
How ancient?
qualifying as ancients?
It could be as doesn't have to be that like far in the past. It could be as recent as 500 years, 1,000 years. Could be something like that. But something that the average person, if you told the average person today, they'll think you're a maniac for even thinking this. Potentially, depending on who you speak to, of course. But yeah.
Witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
That's solid.
Okay.
Reading the stars.
Okay. So Marx said human sacrifice. You'll say reading the stars and witchcraft.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like people still gravitate to that sort of stuff today?
Gravitate towards
To-
evil?
to-
Because there's power there. There's power there.
Okay, so you feel like it's a genuine thing. It makes sense why you would go to it.
Yes, to get more power. To get an advantage over the next man.
Okay.
To raise your station in life.
Okay.
To find hope.
Do you feel like some of these things can be attained?
Yeah.
Okay.
The things that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Find hope. Reach a station in life. Yeah, yes.
So is it somewhat? Obviously, I'm not trying to put you in there.
Remember the girl said the other day that it's an exchange of energy. Like there's a sacrifice needed. So you need to give something to get something. Remember that was your brethren in it.
No, yeah, but I know you're talking about
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like some of these things could be founded in science, though? So again, witchcraft. Is there something that happens in witchcraft that a scientist could prove and understand why you think this way? Maybe not the entirety of it. But there's something about this practice here. So kind of like paracetamol. Obviously, it's extracted from certain, raw ingredients. If you saw somebody in the ancients treating somebody 1,000 years ago, giving them this particular plant, right? Telling them to chew it and all that sort of stuff, you may think, what an uneducated person may think this is stupidity. But scientists can say, no. The active ingredient here is just like that in paracetamol. I understand. Can you do a similar thing with witchcraft? Can you do a similar thing with human sacrifice?
As certain aspects of witchcraft, maybe.
Okay.
But witchcraft is a practice. It's a broad practice. So certain things you may not be able to
certain things.
Human beings may not be able to basically use their scientific knowledge to replicate or duplicate. And other things, 100%.
What about reading the stars? Do you think there's something in the stars that man maybe even today has lost? That if we were to actually be in tune with certain things that the ancients were aware of, we could actually read the stars and actually get valuable information from it?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Human sacrifice?
What about it?
Do you feel like there's certain things in the practice of human sacrifice that is valuable? I know it sounds weird to say that. Even if it's not physical, even if it's an allegorical thing, even if it's just a metaphor.
I think it depends what gods you subscribe to.
Okay.
Some gods have bloodlust, so they'll be happy if you sacrifice them and make your dreams come true. So,
Cool. And so you feel like some of those dreams can actually come true then?
I think so.
Okay. So basically what you guys are saying to me is some of these things from the past, it's not like mumbo jumbo nonsense. There's actual evidence. There's reasons, valid reasons why someone might do this.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable today, but you can somewhat understand why there was a certain percentage of the population that did this.
Yeah,
Right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. But there's a video that I want you to play in the doc here. And I feel like that'll kind of bring everything you guys have said to life. And it's basically, just for context, as Brent's loading it up, it's by a guy called, what's his name again? Is it something Johnson? I spoke about him on the show before. And he's the guy, he set up a payment company a couple decades ago, got super rich, sold it for like $800 million, loads of money, right? And his whole thing is about, I believe the future is going to be governed, or at least utilize heavily AI. And it's going to allow us to basically just live the longest lives, the most fruitful lives, most productive lives. So he pretty much tells people, your only job, guys, today is just do what's necessary to stay alive. Because soon we're going to have the future like kind of patterned in such a way where we will know how to really extend our lives. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And so in this clip with Carson, he's talking about something that I think a lot of people would obviously deem something that the ancients were involved in, right? But I want to see if you guys can obviously, I guess, see the parallels in the science. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Brent.
Injecting yourself with your son's blood, right?
That's right.
Okay. Why'd you do that?
One day I was talking to my dad and he said, I need to tell you, I had this really scary situation where he's in the legal profession. He said, I wrote a brief, I walked away, I came back and I saw that my words were a jumbled mess. I was experiencing cognitive lapse and I wasn't aware of it. He's 71. He said, I'm terrified of losing my mind.
Yes.
And I said, Dad, how interesting that you bring this up, because right now the team and I are talking about plasma infusions. And so I said, if you're interested, I'm happy to give you a liter of my plasma. My 17-year-old son was there and he's like, hey, if you guys are doing it, I'm in. Yeah, so my son gave me a liter of plasma. I gave my dad a liter of plasma. The data showed that in me, there was no effect, that my biomarkers didn't change. But in my dad, his speed of aging reduced by 25 years.
Does it need to be a blood relative?
No, just blood typed.
Okay, so now we're getting into the theories about taking the blood of children.
So this is very common. We do organ transplants. We all donate blood. Like we've had that experience in our life. So it's just in a slightly different frame, but it's very much a part of it.
Well, it's a recognizable frame. And by the way, I'm not endorsing any of this.
Yeah.
But there is a frame, to use your word, on the internet, like super rich tech billionaires living forever on the blood of children.
Yeah.
Not a super appealing frame, I would say.
Yeah.
This is that.
Yeah, and we did it openly.
Those would not include injecting yourself.
We didn't steal it.
Yeah, we did it openly. So, hearing that, yeah, what's your thoughts? Do you feel like they're rich tech billionaires doing the same thing?
Does it work, firstly?
Yeah. It reduced the aging in his father by 25 years.
Then of course.
Okay.
I ain't mad at that.
Did the ancients know this?
I'm guessing it started somewhere, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Guessing these traditions are passed down from somewhere. So yeah, I'm guessing they did.
Ben, what's your thoughts?
If the ancients knew this, the good ancients,
You're
you're talking about the Vikings that used to drink blood?
Anybody that you want to connect the dot to, whatever culture.
I think that somebody with supreme knowledge, whether it is human who had angels whispered to them or angels passed on this information, 100%.
Okay, so these would be bad angels though, right?
Not good ones.
Huh?
Not good ones.
Why is it a bad deed?
Back in the day, it would have been because the extraction of the child's blood probably wasn't as sophisticated and quote unquote harmless as it is now.
Okay. It would require them to die.
Yeah, and in the Bible, the book of Enoch, God talks about not drinking human blood, because the Nephilim used to eat the humans and drink their blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, given that obviously this is what's happening today, yeah. Like I was saying, do you guys feel like this is something that the ancients have known, but now we've actually perfected it, we've applied science to it, we can actually get rid of the harmful parts of it and I guess use this to really, live some type of way, right? Or do you feel like this is like just nonsense? And if you feel like it's true, there's some substance to this, is there the potential that there's also substance to some of the other conspiracy theories out there?
You need to be specific as to what other conspiracy theories, because what we have just heard, you can make an argument for it, Margs. If you were a child and your mother, God forbid, had some ailment and you could basically help her, you would definitely donate your blood, right? And the reason as to why is that the guy said at the end, what was it, we legally did this or?
Yeah, we did it openly.
Openly, yeah. Was because of the connotations attached to it. What he was suggesting, Carson was suggesting, was the rounding up of children and, the leaching of their blood in order to extend their lives. And obviously that's normally connected to sacrifice, evil practices and whatnot. And I do also think back in the day, there was a different exchange of power with the way you look to extract the blood. Somebody needed to have died. So maybe that practice is still running, and maybe that's what he's referring to. But that doctor isn't referring to that. So maybe we can look at it with two different lenses.
But why do you say the doctor's not referring to that though?
Because the child's still alive. The child volunteered the plasma exchange, and it was done all out in the open. There was no ritual that we can see, I guess. I mean, I didn't see the procedure, do you understand? But in my head, it's like giving blood. You've gone into the hospital and you've put your thing there saying, all right, cool, I am blood type, whatever, and I'm looking to donate this to other people or somebody I love that needs it. Here you go. That's completely different than what you are talking about started way back when with the quote-unquote ancients.
Do you feel like, I'm glad you mentioned the whole thing about ritual. Like, what's the purpose of ritual to you? Because I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you feel like the idea of rituals were kind of, the spiritual element to it is kind of attached to the scientific part, which is, i.e., there's value in this blood that if I consume it will, reduce my aging. But we apply the spiritual aspect of it so that we can keep the practice as pure as possible. So
say that differently to me.
Okay.
Unless you understand that, Margs.
So do you feel like what's the purpose of rituals? Basically, is what I'm saying. Do you feel like certain practices back in the day? So the same thing where this guy is talking about there being value in consuming this blood, right? Do you feel like the spiritual aspect of rituals is attached to these practices, right? Which is scientific, according to him anyway, right? In order to keep the practice pure, i.e., so that we don't tamper with this particular thing. There's actually no power in the ritual, but it's just a way to keep the practice the same. It's kind of like putting tin foil over something and passing it along to different people, so that the actual contents is not changed. Yeah, and it can be passed on for generations and generations.
Have you got the question, Brent?
I told you. I asked him, say it differently. I asked him to pass it to you unless you understand. Obviously, we are Spider-Man here.
I'm trying to work out what the question is.
Are you saying, or you asking, just simply, what do we think rituals are practiced for?
Yes.
And my response to that is to prepare something.
Okay.
With whatever instruction I've been given, right? I see that as instructions. The ritual are the instructions.
And you're saying the spiritual aspect of it is not what's important. It's just to keep the tradition going?
Exactly. That's what I'm asking. Because if, for example, you're an atheist, yeah, you may say the spiritual part is all mumbo jumbo. It's just there as a seasoning and to make people revere the practice so that it's not tampered with over time. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing you're talking about, the exchange of power back in the day, there's no real exchange of power. It's just the illusion to make people honor this and validate the fact that I can take someone's child.
Why is there no
from
real
the
exchange of
village.
power though? And you're a spiritual person, so do you believe in God?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you see it from that angle, is it possible that there is no exchange of power? It's literally just what this guy's saying. I'm taking blood from you. I'm drinking the blood, obviously, because we didn't have the equipment 1,000 years ago. So I'm just drinking it, hoping for the best, reducing my age.
I understand. You are saying that we are ascribing religious connotations to this unnecessarily. And we should just focus on the medical benefits of this. We've added mumbo jumbo to it. And we should be looking to drink children's blood. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying we should be.
That's where you're going. That is where you're going. That's where he's going, right?
Sounds like
He
what
was. Sorry. If you say you want to drink the blood, just say it, man.
I'm not saying any of that, but basically I'm taking it into the realm of I think religious ideas as well.
My whole thing is if it works or not.
Okay. And then my question would be to you.
Because if it works, then I hear why they're drinking the children's blood.
I challenge you, and I come back to the point I made. There's a distinction between these two things. There's one, use this blood with this particular ritual to get this power.
Okay.
Right? And yeah, I'm asking you to drink it. But the benefits isn't that you have 25 years added to your life.
Okay.
It's that you get this person such and such, or you get elevated to this and next, or you get superpowers.
Yeah. and so what I'm saying to you is, you have to bear in mind, yeah. Okay, what I'm saying to you is this. Was there really an elevation via some spiritual superpower?
So you're asking me, currently today,
even back then?
No, you can't talk about back then.
Okay, go on.
I can't because
Go
I
on.
could lean on to your, it could have just been made up. It could have just been, we get 25 years. And that's probably why it is people living for so long, because they were just drinking their children's blood.
Okay. Well, no. What I'm trying to say to you is, and it's the ritual part, I'm saying, a lot of these practices, yeah, the average man, like most things in life, the average person is not prepared to go to the lengths that 1% or 5% of the population are prepared to do, right? So you tell somebody, oh, you know what, we're going to kill somebody and drink their blood or whatever. Immediately, 90% of people say no. 99% of people say no.
For what benefit?
What do you mean?
When you say you're going to kill someone...
To live longer.
Because remember, that guy is not suggesting anybody should die.
No, I know. I'm talking about in the past now. So I'm basically trying to take this modern thing and frame it in the past, yeah? You tell somebody we're going to kill somebody and we're going to drink their blood, right? And we're going to say a bunch of cryptic words and all that stuff. 99% of the people are not doing it. So you immediately enter yourself into a group of people who are, I guess, in a certain level in society. So now you've got that kinship amongst you, right? It's kind of like joining the Masons, for example. Not exactly the same, but yeah, right? Where there's that networking power and people who have great minds and people who see the world differently help each other to be elevated in certain places, right? Because they believe they have what it takes to lead society in a particular direction. So what I'm trying to say to you is it a thing that you were elevated because of the sacrifice, i.e. a spiritual power gave you that? Or is it just because that practice got rid of 99% of the people, and so it left you with the people who are willing to do this and go the extra mile that most people are not able to do? And number two, the thing you mentioned about, I can't remember now. What is it? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'm removing the other parts to it that could be just seen as filler, the spiritual parts and the power and all that stuff. None of it's real. What I'm saying to you is, could it be a thing where none of that was real? None of it. It was just a way to, again, preserve the tradition, make sure humans understand that there is some value from this young plasma, right? Or whatever the belief system is. And also to kind of keep it amongst the people who are willing to go the extra mile to attain certain things in life? You know what I'm saying?
I do. You're
Okay.
saying that all the religious mumbo jumbo attached to the practice of drinking blood, right? You're not talking about this. Well, you did mention the sacrificing, the death of somebody in order to preserve the life of the people who are strong and want to participate in that particular exchange, right? In that festivity of drinking human blood. Maybe the religious stuff is just added to just highlight the people who are serious about living long. Is that what you're saying?
Potentially, yeah.
And what do you want to hear from me?
No, I'm asking, do you feel like that's actually the case? And actually, that there is no secret power. There is no spiritual
But
thingy.
you keep saying there's no secret power. If one of the things that you're saying that this person is saying is true, that you're extending your life, that is a benefit.
But is that a spiritual power?
Forget about spiritual power. Power.
Okay.
Or a boost to what you naturally get. Because that's essentially what flipping power is, right?
Yeah, but
Something is added to you that you didn't have before, and you've had to do something in order to get it.
yes, but the average person doesn't see it that way.
No.
Because when you talk about power, spiritual power, people think, I'm assuming here anyway, that obviously some dark force comes.
Brother, Mama,
and-
I told
yeah.
you, for me, there are two things we're talking about here.
Cool.
If this plasma injection is what we're focusing on, and we're trying to demystify, de-spiritualize, remove the religious stuff from it, so it can be clean, so it can't, so it can be accepted, and integrated by people who believe in God, right? Because it can save life, it can extend your life, right? But you need to remove the nasty bits of it. So you remove the nasty bits. That's one thing. I can extend my life if I get an infusion from my child. Lovely. There's another part I'm seeing that exists today where the extraction of the blood done in a particular way, right? A removal of somebody's life force, right? That's what the blood is, right?
Okay.
And then you put that in there and you do jump, and you do this, and this is practice today. This is separate from the plasma guy.
Okay.
I'm saying it's separate.
All right.
Because
that's what I'm
one
getting
was
to.
voluntarily, here you go.
Yeah.
Right? And you can still run around, do this, that, and the next. There's no religious connotation attached to it unless it is that the Carson's trying to say, but this is this, that, and the next. One could say it's a polished version, but I don't see it as that. Because
That's basically what
I
I'm
would give
getting
blood.
to.
I would give blood to save my parents, to save you, to save Margs, if he's the same blood type and whatnot. I'm not sure if it is, I'll give it to Tigo, but if Margs would want me to give it to Tigo, I'll give it to Tigo. If I'm the same blood type, would you like me to give it to Tigo?
Yeah.
I'll definitely give it to Poet.
Give it to all of them.
I don't know all of them.
Give it to Tigo and Bonan.
I'll do that if it's the same blood type, right? Because Margs is cool with it. Cool. But then the next side of it is the religious stuff, right? And if I do believe that there is darkness, there's wickedness, and I really do, then that extraction of blood involves something deeper than what you are suggesting.
Cool. That's basically what my question is. Mark, do you think the same thing?
Yes.
100%. You see it as a why do you see it that way though?
I don't. Yeah, that's how I see it. that's just how it is.
I don't like how you question the Mark too much, man. He said what he said. He said what he said.
I don't even know what I said yes to.
I'm just basically the idea about blood being the life force of a person. And
Where do you think the idea of vampires come from?
This is basically what I'm getting to.
This is that got created out of the practice of drinking blood and extending their life, and that's how you came up. That's how they came up with the vampires.
All right then. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's exactly what this guy is basically saying. I'm basically posing the question: is that exactly what this guy is talking about? Was that just a way that the ancients told these stories?
Vampirism?
Yeah, in some ways. That there was truth in getting the blood from people.
They're not
to
exactly
extend your life.
vampires, but what I'm trying to say is that's what they changed them to tell the stories of the people. You know what I'm trying to say? So they're drinking blood, and then I'm not saying that there's actually people walking around with the fangs and taking it out, but that's what it got That's
don't
what it
know.
mutated into
No.
to tell the stories of these traditions.
But in Europe,
Okay.
Yeah.
cool. But before vampirism in Europe, there was drinking of blood. And it wasn't by putting fangs into one's neck.
Yeah, but it's different ways of saying. The
I'm
same
saying
story.
they're telling the story.
Mm.
I'm not saying that, like, I'm saying that's where the vampirism comes from the practice of the drinking blood.
Vampirism, yes.
Yeah, but not in the way that you know it. I'm not talking about the fangs and biting the neck. I'm saying they was doing that normally, and that's where the story came from. Their practices.
Whose practices?
The old
What land,
civilizations.
What people are you talking about?
Anunnaki.
He talked to about that. in Nigeria, Emmanuel, do you know any early stories of the drinking of blood?
No.
In any of the religious practices?
Nothing that comes to mind, you know. Not in nothing comes to mind, you know. Not
Cool.
definitely not in Europe or
Let me
tradition anyway.
to ask ChatGPT what's the earliest reference to.
But whilst
drinking
you're
blood?
checking that, yeah, I'm pretty sure you find that in various cultures around the world, though, innit? So we can see this in amongst the the Olmecs and the Mayans. We see this in Europe, like you just said, with the vampires, all over the world. Is it because, like I'm saying, they're just saying the same story this man's saying, but in a different way?
Okay, what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, and if that is the case, are a lot of these ancient stories also true? If you get rid of some of the fluff.
I get what you're saying. I can see it. It's like Chinese whispers almost.
This is it.
It starts from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So these are traditions and practicing that's been going on from the beginning of time. And then obviously it hits different cultures and hits different things and people spice it up and then it turns into like vampirism and all these kind of things. But it's all essentially the same thing. So you're saying there's substance and credence to all of these things.
This is it. This is basically what I'm asking. Yeah. Do you feel like there is? Because, like, surely man doesn't. I mean, you guys may disprove me immediately, but surely man doesn't just do things believing there's value in it and there not be any value in it and they still do it. That just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Who are the Ashanti people?
Ghana.
Oh.
Genus people.
Why did they drink blood?
Various African tribes have legends involving blood-drinking spirits or entities. For instance, the Asan Bosam of the Ashanti people are said to be vampiric creatures with iron teeth who would suck the blood of their victims. Dun, dun, dun. Also,
But those are
Mesopotamian
spirits, though, innit? Not the actual people. They were scared of spirits.
Mesopotamian mythology, ancient Greek mythology, Indian mythology, biblical references,
Yep.
Aztec culture, Roman mythology, Slavic folklore, and then African tribes.
Yeah, and African tribes.
Yes. And then they specifically mentioned the Ashanti people.
Remember, it was the spirits in their folklore, not the people, based on what you just said.
Have legends involving blood drinking spirits or entities. For instance, so evil things.
Exactly, yeah. And not that the people
what-
were doing it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay. But what you think? What you think you're contesting? I'm not saying anything. What you reading?
I'm not contesting anything.
Okay.
I'm just saying that, it's just slightly different. But yeah. But anyway, the gist of everything I'm trying to say is this the case? Are people now, not even now, but are people, I guess, in tune or remembering some of the things of old and trying to practice these things because there's truth to it? And is science, in some roundabout way, kind of proving some of these things to be true, even though it doesn't want to necessarily? Again, with what this guy just said, Brian Johnson. And which then obviously goes into the ideas about, missing kids and all that sort of stuff. Apparently, 460,000 children go missing in America every year. So people have attached it. And the last link I want to add to this is people are obviously talking about how Trump is basically the only president. You know, he's far right supporters, and then they're talking about how he's the only president that actually cares and wants to bring down this number because he knows there are certain people, certain practices, maybe not necessarily on the left, but in places, you know, lofty sort of positions, where they actually believe in this.
Are you conflating things again?
No, I'm just connecting the dots.
Believe in what?
Believe in the fact that you can actually, you know, exchange your life via these kids. So basically what I'm trying to say is the practice was from old, still happening today, but now with stuff like what Brian Johnson was talking about, you've got rich people, like Carson was saying, who are actually trying to find kids. There's a market for these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, hence the high number of kids that actually go missing. Apparently only 1% of these 460,000 people actually don't end up like coming back, which would be about 4,500 children every year. But still, people believe that obviously this is linked to this particular thing. That's basically what I'm saying. And I only linked it to today because obviously Trump is running and people actually believe that Trump is one of the people that actually is fighting against this and will actually do something about the missing kids. That's the last thing that I pretty much wanted to link, if that makes sense.
Cool. I do believe that they're children farms.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like they're organ farms.
Okay.
And they will go in these quote unquote third world countries and look to just thief. People don't care that they're missing this and that. They do the same with homeless people sometimes, isn't it? I believe that too. But as we are hearing here, there are legitimate means in order to get the plasma without having to steal it. Yeah. But what's the fun in that, right? With these malevolent, evil, maniacal animals. And they would want it on tap.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And obviously there being a black market, money is involved. Do you understand? And they will have their particular beliefs that dependent on the stock that they collect, the richer the impact of the plasma, I guess. They will have all these particular scientists also basically telling them, yeah, you need it from this in order to get this and this. But they all end up wrinkly and die anyway.
Yeah,
they do, man.
Yeah.
And they look like living vampires. Well, that's a bit stupid. They look like vampires. Really, really old.
Yes. All right, guys. Guess we can wrap it up there.
Thank you. Not more of the same, please.
All right.
More headlines.
More of the same. It's possible, man.
Did you watch that stupid video where that woman on Good Morning, is it Good Morning Britain or is it one of those morning shows with that plastic guy who was gay? Oh, he looks gay. I don't know if he's gay now. I don't know if he's gay, full stop. And there was a little fluffy black female host. It's the British morning show. I can't remember what it is called.
Good Morning Britain, maybe? No, it's not GMB.
It's the other one.
The one with the boy, when you say plastic boy, the one from that used to be on Towie.
I don't know what Towie is.
You're talking about and the black, what's her name? Is her name Alison or something? The black woman.
Maybe. But anyway, there was a woman on there saying that she got melanin injections.
I heard they do that.
Yeah.
Does it work though?
Listen.
Do I want some? No, my melanin is popping. My melanin is popping, trust me.
Let's imagine if it is that they were
I need
able to do that.
melatonin. I need melatonin.
Would you? Oh, asking a stupid question. Would you give some, Emmanuel?
No way.
Suppose you met a woman who's perfect. She's just too light, and people will ask questions, and you were able to.
Yeah, because you could give to black people. Like he just said, I need some.
I wouldn't give it to black people.
You wouldn't say you can give to no one.
No. This is divine. You know what I'm saying?
But you just said to remove all the spiritual stuff from it.
Yeah, I know.
But you want to keep it for this circumstance?
Yeah, I don't think divinity is not a spiritual thing necessarily.
Huh?
It's a reality. You know what I mean? It's a reality, man.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Let's go on to our next set of headlines. So, Trigger warning on this one, and this might be a topic of the day for tomorrow, yeah. And this is basically about Tori Towie, yeah, who's an Irish woman who's been charged in Dubai for attempting suicide. So she attempted to take her life by jumping from a balcony. Towie works in the UAE as an airline cabin crew member and says that she tried to take her own life after allegedly being attacked and left with severe bruising and other injuries. The 28-year-old survived the suicide attack but was taken to a police station where she was told she was being charged with attempted suicide and abusing alcohol. Her passport was blocked from use and she cannot return to Ireland. Dubai has laws against suicide and attempted suicide, which can lead to legal charges and fines. Sinn Féin leader Mary Lou MacDonald has urged the Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris to urgently intervene in the case and ensure that Ms. Towie can return to Ireland. She's now expecting her case to be heard in court on the 18th of July and has been warned that she could face potential prison time in Dubai. Next headline, trigger warning as well on this one, guys. A high street supermarket has been ordered to close after a racially motivated attack on a black couple in Birmingham. The popular radio DJ, who does not want to be named, was racially assaulted and attacked along with his pregnant girlfriend in Erdington High Street on the 17th of May. Following an alleged minor parking dispute. The woman, who was 14 weeks pregnant at the time, was stuck in the back and needed hospital treatment. Weekly community protests have been held outside the shop since the incident. And police said that the business was the centre of problems for the community in Erdington, and they have listened to community concerns. They confirmed that they were granted a closure order of the international superstore in Erdington High Street. The closure was granted on the 4th of July, following police working alongside the local authority and trading standards. And our last headline, a Palestinian activist known for organising anti-Hamas protests in Gaza has been taken to a hospital after an attack by a group of masked men. Amin Abed, who is 35, was admitted in critical condition after being kidnapped near his home by 5 assailants on Monday afternoon. Public dissent against Hamas has grown in recent months as residents of Gaza grew angry at the huge toll inflicted on the enclave since the start of the war. Mr. Abed described being kidnapped near his house by a group of 5 men who were armed with guns and machetes. He was taken to a semi-demolished house, beaten and called a traitor. And the leader of the group told Mr. Abed's assailants to break his fingers so that he could not again write criticism of Hamas or the heroic events of 7th of October. And that's pretty much it for the headlines. Time to pay them bills.
Time for the People's Journal.
All right, people. So welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. There isn't much to talk about today. Just a few things that obviously Labour's pretty much implemented and the conversations come to the forefront again because obviously there has been a change of power and some of these things are bound to change. One of the things is the UK's non-dom status, right? So there's obviously a bunch of changes and implications for the high-income individuals that benefited from the non-dom status. Basically, for those who don't know, non-dom status basically allows UK residents to pay tax only on the income that's earned within the UK, right? Even though they ain't domiciled in the UK, right? So this excludes income generated overseas and all that sort of stuff, which obviously leads to significant savings for all those people who've got businesses away from the UK. So the Labour government, like they said during the run-up to the elections, they're planning to abolish the whole non-dom status, so non-dom tax status to raise funds for public services here in the UK. So under these changes, individuals moving to the UK from April of next year are not going to be paying tax on overseas earnings for the first 4 years, followed by standard tax rates after that. So for the first 4 years, there won't be any tax on the overseas earnings for the first 4 years, like I said, but after that, it's going to be standard tax. So you ain't going to be able to get away from this pretty much. Current non-doms would have 2-year transition period to bring foreign wealth into the UK. So if you're currently got that status, you've got a 2-year transition period. If you then are planning to move to the UK under these new changes from April 2025, then you wouldn't be paying tax for the 4 years. And the Chancellor has basically estimated that by removing the whole non-dom status, it could actually generate £2.7 billion annually by 2028, 2029. Next thing I wanted to mention is, and I think this happened, I got a notification of this straight after yesterday's show, if I'm not mistaken. And it's about Dyson. Long story short, they're going to be cutting 1/3 of their UK workforce. So obviously this is not good news, man. They currently have 3,500 UK employees with their offices in Wiltshire, Bristol, and in London. And the CEO, Hanno Kerner, said that the company needed to be entrepreneurial and agile. And so because of this, decisions which impact the close and talented colleagues are always incredibly painful, but they need to be done. And those were those are some of the roles that obviously have the highest risk of redundancy. So long story short, 1/3 of the UK workforce will be gone. Next thing I wanted to mention is Samsung. And I believe the other day we spoke about, where is it? Let me get it up. About them striking for the first time. Long story short, that's basically what's happening, right? So the union, the National Samsung Electronics Union, they're representing 30,000 of Samsung's workers, right? And they've called for an indefinite strike after the management pretty much showed no intention of discussing the demands of the workers. So the union claims that the strike has disrupted the production, but obviously Samsung's denying that there was any disruptions, and they remain committed to negotiations, but they're still adamant in their position that, you know what I mean, like, we'll sit down with you, but we're not just going to give you what you are asking for, long story short. And this is the second general strike by this particular union, with around 6,500 workers of that 30,000 basically participating so far. And yeah, long story short, they're trying to put pressure on Samsung for better pay and better benefits. And the last thing I want to mention quickly, I'm not too sure if there's a lot of figures in this, but long story short, Joe Biden has pledged to provide Ukraine with 5 new strategic air defense systems to counter the attacks from Russia, man. So long story short, there's more money that's going to be coming out of the American economy to go and defend Ukraine. And I don't think it will be our place to say that the UK may also follow suit in this as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
All right, let's get into our last headlines.
All right, people. So last set of headlines, just to kind of continue from the last thing as we spoke about in the People's Journal, and this is about the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky. So yesterday, he was criticizing the Indian Prime Minister Modi, Narendra Modi, for basically embracing Vladimir Putin in Moscow. So he arrived in Moscow on Monday for a 2-day state visit, marking his first trip to Russia since it began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022. So in a video clip that went viral on Monday evening, Modi climbed out of a car, walked up some steps to meet Putin, and gave the Russian president a warm hug. Earlier the same day, Russia launched a missile attack against cities in Ukraine, killing at least 42 people and injuring at least 206 people. Modi did not address the strikes while speaking to the Indian diaspora in Moscow on Tuesday, but praised the relations between the two countries, calling Russia a reliable friend. India has called for hostilities to end in Ukraine, but it has also abstained from all United Nations resolutions on Ukraine and have not condemned Russia's invasion. Next headline, and trigger warning on this one, guys. A United Nations report says that the Ugandan army provided support to the M23 rebel group operating in the eastern DRC. As the clashes escalate in the mineral-rich region. The UN Security Council's group of experts also said that some 3,000 to 4,000 Rwandan soldiers fought alongside M23 rebels in eastern DRC, and that Kigali had de facto control of the group's operations. So the DRC has been riven by conflict for decades. Uganda and Rwanda invaded in 1996 and 1998 for what they said was a defense against the local militia groups. Again, we spoke about this on the show as well. Uganda is still conducting joint operations with the DRC troops against the rebel Ugandan group. Meanwhile, M23 fighters began waging a fresh rebellion in the eastern DRC in the late 2021. The UN group also said it had obtained evidence confirming active support for M23 by officials from the military and military intelligence, with M23 leaders traveling to Uganda for meetings. In response, Rwanda said that DRC was financing and fighting alongside the Houthi rebel group, the FDLR, which is the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda, that attacked the Tutsis in both of those countries. This is the reason why this has happened. But the renewed fighting in the eastern DRC came 2 days after the United States brokered a truce plan fell through. So the truce was aimed to ease the hostilities, allow for the voluntary return of displaced people, and provide humanitarian access to vulnerable people. And the last headline, again, we spoke about this pretty much every day since it happened. And this is basically about the Democrats and how they feel about Joe Biden. So basically, long story short, Joe Biden's insistence that he is a Democratic nominee for president and won't be forced out of the race appears to have stemmed public Democratic defections, at least for now anyway. So while he's certainly not in the clear, and many Democrats are privately and publicly grumbling that he can't be Donald Trump, this fall, Biden seems to have staunched the bleeding as he and his allies work to shore up support for his beleaguered presidential campaign. Biden has faced challenges from within the party, with some Democrats expressing concerns about his age and his performance. Despite these challenges, Biden remains steadfast, insisting that he will not quit the race and plans to run for a second term. Biden's campaign emphasizes his accomplishments and the need for stability, countering doubts from skeptics within the party. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
Did you hear that Rwanda was keeping the 170 or 80 million? Was it 90?
270. Where's that figure? Why did I see that figure somewhere?
Hold on a sec, let me get the figure. Yeah, they're pretty much saying it's the UK's problem, isn't it? And it's not theirs.
They did their side of the bargain.
Yep.
They built what they needed to build. And also, congratulations to Diane Abbott yesterday. Did you check out any of the speeches?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance
Yeah, it
to.
was funny.
I saw
Diane
some
Abbott
of
became
Farage.
mother of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, and she gave her first speech as mother of the house.
Dope.
Absolutely amazing.
Dope.
I listened to Sunak's first response as the opposition. I also listened to Farage's first address to the House and the Speaker of the House. Is the Speaker of the House the guy who was on the chair? And he took a little jab at the dope Speaker of the House that was there before. He called him a little man. But Farage is going to be such an animal in there, you know.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Such an animal. And they despise him.
Yep.
The Conservative Party really despise him. Well, Suwila's basically saying that they should be more like Farage and go back to the right. Because he's basically saying what they're supposed to be living as conservatives.
That's
It's going to be
crazy,
such
man.
an interesting political journey for the next few months, let alone the next few years, mate. Did you find out the number?
270 million.
270 million. Thank you, politics correspondent.
No problem.
270.
Yep.
They're
Crazy.
just
Spunked
keeping it as well. They came
Spunked
up,
the
though.
ball, mate.
They came up. I'm saying, yeah, you just swear your own business. We're keeping that and go along. Yeah, that's cold. I'm mad at it.
And this was by the Rwandan Ministry of Defense. So a lady by the name of Dr. Doris Pickard, she said the country had upheld its side of the deal to help the British government deal with what was a UK problem. So she was speaking to the BBC World Service, and she said that we are under no obligation to provide any refund. We'll remain in constant discussions. However, it is understood that there's no obligation on either side to request or receive a refund. There you have it.
All right, then.
Lauren, can you call in, please? I have activated the phone. Can you call in, please? Thank you. And rightfully so, they should keep it, though. They had to build infrastructure, didn't they? And yes, granted, that infrastructure was supposed to house people, but now they can use the infrastructure for actual good.
Yeah.
Different good. Because it was looking nice as well, you know. It wasn't no, like, rinky-dink establishments that they built. And that was supposed to bring a lot of commerce to the country.
But I'm sure Rwanda will make good use of that money.
They definitely will.
Should we keep the show rolling until she calls then?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
let's get into the reaction.
Definitely do that. Definitely.
Let's get into the reaction.
Spirit. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. I activated it. You should be able to talk. Well, let's see. Yep, it's definitely active. Call again, please, Lauren. Sorry, Max, the reaction. Ah, you're looking at me and smiling because France is out.
Welcome to the reaction, people, where I read out the sports headlines. Marcus Radamus called it. Come on, Brent, man.
But I did say, because you were like, you would want France to win. I was like, it's not about wanting, it's about what's going to happen. And I was like, Spain, Spain. That's what I said.
Spain were good, man. Yesterday was a throwback to real
days.
football, man.
They were cooking. They were popping it around. They were best in France.
Yeah, yesterday was a throwback to real football, man. That was a good game. To turn it around so quick as well. You get me? Spain came back from behind and they won 2-1. Now they're through to the finals. Obviously, the pick of the goals was Lamine Yamal. Did you see his goal?
I did.
Sick goal.
Absolute stunner. Young boy. He became the youngest player to score a European Championship or World Cup, beating a record previously held by the Brazilian legend Pele. Dani Olmo scored his goal as well. That was a cold goal. That touch was dope. And yeah, man, France. It's good that I'm kind of happy they didn't win. There was a part of me, well, even though I did say Spain, but there was definitely a part of me that I thought, just because of the powerhouse that France are, that they can just bumble their way to a final, like what I'm hoping England's probably going to do. Not necessarily get the performances out of them, but actually make it and then turn up when it matters, because they got the likes of Mbappe and them kind of things. But I'm glad that didn't happen. This is a victory for football. The best team in the tournament so far has made it to the finals. They beat the host and they beat one of the favourites. Like, yeah, it's a great day for football, man. It's done good. If Spain do win the whole thing, no one can't be mad at them. You get me? They done their thing, playing the right way. It's got a good team. And that gaffer, flipping out, he needs a big job, man. He won it with the 19s, he won it with the 21s, and now he's gonna try and win it with the adults.
Do you think it's
And he's got about 4 of the players. There's about 3 or 4 of them on that team that's won it at the 19s with him, won it at the 21s with him, and now they're with him at the thing.
Yeah, this is great. Great achievement. Do you think it's easier when it is an entire country plays the same way?
I don't know. Are you saying Spain play all the same way? What, it's not all tiki-taka though. There's different.
All of them, they have like football IQ.
But England have that.
What?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Huh?
I don't agree with that.
That's all right, but go and read the manifesto on the FA thing, man. Dan Ashworth lined that up, man. England play all the way through from the youth levels. That's why they've won it under 19s. That's why they've won it 21s. That's why they've done it. And a lot of the players out there for it's the same thing. They've been building. There's a certain style of football that they all play. They all play it from the back. There's a onus around being technically gifted. It's the same thing with England, in my opinion.
No.
It is. The ones that don't play the same way, them players don't even have players in the national in the thingy team. Maybe outside of Brentford with Ivan Toney, and Ivan Toney's still teched up and he's a baller. You get me? But all the top teams that make it, that the team's made up of, from Liverpool to Chelsea to Man City to United to Arsenal, yeah, it's all the same shit. So I would say it's the same thing.
Cool.
In my opinion, I could be wrong.
Yeah, your large opinion. I'll continue. Laura's not calling back. I don't know why.
Okay.
Sorry, Lauren.
But yeah, Spain are through to the finals. We're going to see tonight. It's Holland versus England tonight at 8 o'clock to see who they will be facing. Some team news. It says Kieran Trippier is going to start. He's going to retain his place. Luke Shaw impressed as a substitute, but Gareth Southgate has concerns over his fitness and believes Trippier's defensive abilities will be crucial against the Dutch. So yeah, we look forward to that. Predictions?
It's so weird, It's it's weird because they could win. They could decide to turn up today. And Saka could basically just turn up. And Foden can turn up. I hope it is that they go with Tony as opposed to still persist with Kane.
Good morning.
Probably wouldn't. Good morning, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Sorry, I've got a nasty cold, so I sound a bit raspy.
That's all right.
So apologies.
That's okay.
I just calling in to let you guys know that we're having another event. So I wanted to invite the community once again. So for those who might remember, I called in, it was back in May, which is crazy, for my event Bloom, which is with I Love Live, the organisation I'm a managing director of, and Everything R&B, which is run by DJ Ace. So yeah, we're having it on July 30th at the Lower Third again, all R&B lineup and open mic for the emerging artists. So yeah, it was great to see some of the community last time. So I thought let me come and let you guys know again so I can see you guys face to face once again.
Nice.
DJ Ace will be there. That's good.
Yes, he's hosting. So yeah, he's hosting, but also his team, they help program a lot of the lineup with us as well. So if anyone wants to meet the legend that is DJ Ace, feel free to come down. I'll be there as well to say hello. So yeah, it'll be a nice night. It'll be a nice night. Last time went really well, and some of the community came up to me at the end, which was really nice, and they really enjoyed it. So yeah, it was really nice to get that feedback and actually meet some of the people that I see in the chat every morning.
Amazing.
So yeah, it was lovely.
Good.
You have a good morning voice, Lauren. Well done.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I was going to sound terrible with this cold and everything. I was like, oh dear. But yeah, but I was like, let me give it a shout out before I go on to start my day and actually start working on the rest of this event. So yeah.
So it's from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
So yeah, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. usually, sometimes to around 11. Lower Third, which is right by Tottenham Court Road train station. And the tickets are on our website, so ilovelive.co.uk. So yeah, it should be a good night as always. Very proud of the lineup. So yeah, it should be good.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Lauren.
Thank you so much for the support.
It is.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday this time. Yeah.
Tough. Don't know if I can make it.
I didn't ask you to do any of this.
You asked me to do what?
Any of what you do.
Why? I was having my own pocket. What's it got to do with you?
Lauren, you're a beaut. Thank you very much. I'm gonna put this up.
Thank you very much.
Each morning to annoy people into
I appreciate it.
action.
Well, it worked. So the annoying is working. So thank you. So yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, you guys are all welcome to come down. So yeah, it'll be good to see you. But I know obviously you guys are early risers for this to provide this entertainment for us. So I understand. But yeah, the community guys, you have no excuse. Please come. So yeah.
True. Thank you.
But, all right, lovely guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, let me just share the link. This is the link. Pew. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm going to pin the link.
Are you going, Brent?
Pew. Tuesday evening. That's your day and 3 shots day. So if it is that you want me to go, then you'll have to move your days.
No, I'm not moving my day. All right, then. Predictions.
All right. I think it's going to be a win for England. I think it's going to be a win for England. I think it's Spain that will fell England. I don't think it's the Netherlands.
Well, I'm on the mindset that if England get to that final, they're going to win it. By any means.
I hear that take.
By any means
I
necessary.
hear that take. I don't even need to drink blood to hear that take.
Yeah, just by hook or by crook. Not for any reason.
No, I get it. I get it. I really get it.
E-man?
I think England 2-1, you know.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, for some reason I see England winning 2-1 or Netherlands banging them 3-2. But I feel like it's going to be the best performance from England today.
Oh, hopefully, if it's in keeping with anything that's been going on, because the last one was their best performance. So, we'll not say it was amazing, but it was definitely their best performance. So maybe they're gonna keep building on those performances. I don't think they get it done in 90 minutes. I think England only win if it goes to So I'm saying if the game gets wrapped up in 90 minutes, then I think Holland done it. If it goes to extra time and potentially penalties and all that, I think England will get it done. I don't know what the logic is behind that, but that's just how I'm thinking.
How good do you think this Netherlands team is? Because my thing is, from when we was young, I've always thought Netherlands had one of the best squads every single tournament. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like, again, I've been out of the league for a while, but this Netherlands doesn't give me that same confidence as the Netherlands with like Rijkaard and people like that, and then the Netherlands with Robin, Van Persie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that.
They're
here.
not the same as them from the past. Their attacking prowess ain't the same. Defensively, they're good. They've got good defenders. The backline's there. Obviously, Van Dijk's going to be an issue. Be able to defend on set pieces and that. Kane ain't really been fighting for any duels, so I don't think he's going to want to see him. He's definitely going to be dropping deep with Van Dijk there. What's there up front? Memphis, Gakpo and Simmons. I think our defense can deal with that. You get me? We've got Kyle Walker. He's a cheat code for most attackers because he's so fast. Game could potentially be won and lost in the midfield. Who's their midfields? Cooper Minas. Shit, who's been playing there? I haven't really been watching them properly. But yeah, I don't know. It's not like the Netherlands of yesteryear. But there's still talent in the squad. You know what I'm trying to say? And good players in the squad. And it's just going to be their first. Well, that's rude to say their first real football game actually, because Switzerland was playing good stuff. Switzerland played good stuff, but this is going to be their biggest test, definitely. But again, it might be different in the teams actually coming out and playing them and not sitting back, and you might get a different experience. England might be able to capitalize on that, do them damage in the transition and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? England's still got dynamic players there, so I don't think there's nothing to be afraid of. You get me? If England were purring properly and like playing good, I'd say they would batter this lot. You get me? It's more down to the way the tournament's gone. You get me? But you don't need to be playing good to win tournament football. So
That's true.
Yeah. Let's say Gakpo's firing. Where's Gakpo on that? Where's he going to be, on the left or the right? Where's Gakpo play? Left or right?
I think the last game was on the left. Yeah.
But yeah, Walker's got him covered then. That's fine. He can fire wherever he wants. Walker's calm. He's calm with that.
I've never been impressed with Memphis, you know.
Yeah, there's that. And he's playing with that headband as well.
Like a basketball player.
Yeah, he's playing with that white headband, so he's never going to prosper. I promise you. He's never going to prosper. So yeah, that's tonight.
Ed sent in a clip. Morata misses the final because of a 2-footed tackle. Did you see this?
From like a fan or something like that. He better go take an injection. Yeah, look, hurting. He's been down. He's out.
This is knee. And there's a steward trying to stop the pitch invader.
Yeah, messed up. He needs to inject it. He needs to go and take rods. He needs to make it through that game and just be mashed up for the next 7 months. I don't know what you got to do, son, but you got to go on them injections, man. Man said Walker's getting burnt. Walker don't get burnt by no one. So let's see. Yeah, he don't overlap, but I think that's because he's been told not to. But he's got the pace. He's not getting burnt. If he get you don't really get cooked up. Let's have it right. You can push whatever agendas you want and do whatever hating you want, but Walker don't get cooked like that. It's Walker. Come on, man. And Gakpo. Said that now. Gakpo didn't hear.
But he's been cooking.
Yeah, we'll see.
Gakpo's been cooking.
We'll see. No, I don't think there's ever. Well, we'll see in it. Proof's in the pudding. And our last sports headline is about Chris Eubanks Jr. because he signed with Boxer. You get me? Trust me, he's targeting big fights and he's aiming to silence domestic rivals. That's what he's on right now. Eubanks Jr. has notable victories over Liam Smith, James DeGale, Arthur Abraham, Matvey Korobov, and Dmitry Chudinov. And he recently secured a 10th round stoppage win over former WBO world champion Liam Smith in Manchester. Eubanks Jr. Has now set his sights on a pound-for-pound stars, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Boxer founder Ben Shalom praises Eubanks Jr. as a star attraction and expresses excitement about their partnership. Do you think he should stay away from Alvarez and Crawford?
Nah.
No?
Yeah. Do you know why?
No, he shouldn't stay away from them.
No, you shouldn't say it.
You say you want him to go get punched up?
Yeah. For the money.
I hear it.
Because this guy don't have... No disrespect to him, because I really like Eubank Jr., yeah. But I don't feel like he's got any real ambitions to become a world champion. You know, he's really about the prize fighting, like making my money sort of thing. So go and make your money. Ain't got that long left.
Okay.
Get the big fights.
What's Shakur Stevenson been doing? Did you see him tweet about Mace?
About Mace.
I think he's upset with Mace and Cameron because they've been chatting shit
They're
about
gunning
him.
him. Yeah, it's understandable though. The guy, all the fights are boring. They're boring fights, man.
Tank don't want to fight him.
I'm gonna read out something to you.
Go on then, let's go.
So, I got sent a message by one of my good brothers in the nation. Big up the nation every time.
Each and every time.
And he was telling me about where is it? 1 sec. Basically, sorry, 1 second. So basically, Tank's trainer, right, basically said, posted on Instagram apparently, saying that Lomachenko is looking to step aside to let Tank fight Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and then he's going to fight the winner early next year.
But Tank don't want to fight him though.
You think so? I think Tank thinks he's going to he will knock out Shakur, you know?
No, I think he was moaning because obviously you don't put bums on seats.
Yeah, Shakur. Yeah, definitely.
Shakur don't put bums on seats. You get me? And obviously Tank's going to be the A side. It's just, I'm not saying he don't want to fight him because he shook of him or anything.
Okay.
But then again, he might be nervous about my man just trying to go for a points victory.
Yeah.
And doing the boring thing.
I don't think he could do that against Tank though. Tank's a very smart boxer, and he will. Yeah, it's not going to work. It may definitely go to like 12 rounds, but I don't think he'll like Shakur Stevenson will even win the points. To be fair, nah, because Tank will know that's his strategy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I've seen like a clip of, I think it's Cameron and Mason. I think they must be doing a watch along or something. They're trying to watch the fight. By the time it gets to like round 10, yeah, they're sleeping. Them man are kipping. It's so funny. I know there's a clip of them getting onto him. I haven't seen it. I know there's stuff going around with the chat shit, but I haven't seen it. But I saw them sleeping. That was killing me. But yeah.
Sure.
All right then. So 8 o'clock tonight, man. The whole nation, we're all gonna be there. We're all gonna be locked in.
Yep.
Come on, England.
I'm going to be at a screening
Indeed.
with the most important thing of the night in my life.
Oh yeah, I agreed to come to that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be on a yacht?
On a boat.
A yacht.
Oh, in a yacht. You're on a yacht. I'm not even gonna lie. I agreed to come to it because obviously, I'm a simple man. I hear Daryl, I say yes. You get what I'm trying to say? I hear Daryl, I say yes. You get me? It's great man, great mind. Love it. Want to be a part of it. 100%. So I said yes. Then I saw there was a schedule clash. Then I said, wait 1 second. Got to prioritize. Can't be talking about what England stole while we're trying to steal the semi-final.
You have a point.
That don't make no sense to me. I'm going to the game, bro. You get me? I'll be at the next event. I'm going to go watch my beloved England. Sorry, guys.
Straight. Fair. We might even have a TV where we are. Because how dare he, right?
Facts. Big facts. But User's commitment to the cause is unwavering.
Yes, because I don't support England.
Huh?
It's because I don't support England.
Ah, okay. There's that.
Remember that time when it is that they pulled that Rasta's dreadlocks?
Yeah. And against Trinidad.
Yes.
What's his name?
Ever since. Sorry.
Yeah, nah.
Was it Kenwin Jones or something?
Was it Kenwin?
Something like that.
Was it really Kenwin?
I can't remember who it was, you know.
I don't even remember that name.
Could have been Kenwin.
I think it was.
Could have been Kenwin.
Kenwin Jones is a Trini Dread. He
Yeah,
fits the description. It could be him.
Since then, I've despised England. I support Saka.
No, you know what?
Yeah, man.
That makes sense, and I respect that, man. You're a man of integrity.
100%.
Okay, cool.
Because that yank I was from Crouch as well. He didn't need an extra height.
It could have been Kenwin, you know.
Didn't need extra
When you
height
said
at all.
Crouch, I'm thinking it could have been.
Disgusting.
I respect it, man. I respect it. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching the game, people. But I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Let's get into done at it. Let's see what we got here in the name of politics. You know, we've had a big shake up, you know, in the political landscape of this country. So we've got something here that's referencing it. See if it's going to inflict more pain on the Tories. Let's see what we got, Brent.
All right.
Oh, they're saying it wasn't Kenwin, by the way.
No? Okay.
Do you accept
Oh, I saw this.
What's this?
that first as a cabinet minister and then for a brief time as prime minister, you were part of the people in power who were overseeing those things not being delivered?
I agree, I was part of that. That's absolutely true. But during our 14 years in power, unfortunately, we did not do enough to take on the legacy we'd been left, in particular things like the Human Rights Act that made it very difficult for us to deport illegal immigrants. And that is one of the reasons I think we've ended up in the situation we are now. Thank
Do
you
you
very
still want to
much.
stay in Conservative politics?
I've got a lot to think about. It's been a very, very hectic few weeks. I haven't slept last night, so give me a bit of time, but I will definitely talk to you again when I've got the opportunity.
One more question. Would you like to say sorry to the people of Norfolk because they clearly feel a little left down by you?
Your campaign.
She's done.
It's that pesky human rights stuff.
You know what's funny? They proper like human rights has been a thing for as long as I can remember, and now they're trying to tell us that it's a problem. Like this doesn't make sense to me. Like, you know what? We would have been able to do that if it weren't for them damn human rights. You get me? We're looking to change that. We're looking to take votes so we don't have to follow human rights and these things. There, that is absolutely crazy to me. Because where does that stop?
It doesn't.
Once you go down that path, where does that stop, bro? Like,
Well,
human rights ain't important.
Farage will show you
Yeah, for
Yeah?
real.
where it will start.
Big up Reform Party. There's something. Look at them kipping. That is crazy.
They're all got you though.
That is crazy.
It's not even staged, is it?
I don't think so. Nah, the way Mason's leaned up in the corner, that is real sleep. And even Cameron, the way he's curled up, like that's like them and are kipping. They're in Poughkeepsie. They are gone. That is quality. Yeah. I'll be livid if my fight made man do that. Like that is. Oh, there's a gal there too.
Yeah,
they're all gone, out for the count. That is quality stuff, man.
Tired. And it was my namesake, Brent Sanchez, apparently. Hold up.
And what?
The Rasta.
Oh, was it?
Ah, okay.
I should say the Dread Man. Look.
Sancho.
Look at this.
Terrible.
Look at this.
That's what made you hate England.
100%.
Was that was that a goal or something?
Yeah, it was a goal.
Oh, he scored there.
He scored.
Yeah,
He didn't need the extra elevation either. He's about like, what, 10 foot?
He's at least 20 feet.
Look. Oh my goodness. We talking about the blood exchange. Look, this is what Samson was on, man. This is the power you get. Look at elevation. Never mind. Go England.
All right. Liz Truss has done it, I guess, because she's a Tory. She let the country down. There we go. Let's get into it. Oh, do we? Have we got a ticker for what I do next, or do I just do it?
We have a slide, yeah. And thank you very much, Ed, for supplying the instant news. Appreciate you greatly. Oh, it's a skit.
Oh, you know, I actually forgot to do some transfer news on Donato as well. You know, sad day. Can I do it now?
Yeah, you can. Sure. After this thing. So it makes sense to me to edit it.
All right then. Well, quick recap for what we spoke about today, people. Keir Starmer ends Whitehall clash with Sadiq Khan as he vows to work with Mayor to boost London. And Rachel Reeves launches 7.3 billion National Wealth Fund. Big bucks. Irish woman charged with attempting suicide in Dubai. And United Nations report says that Uganda army provided support to the M23 and France getting knocked out. Lamine Yamal, he is special. That was a wonder goal. Dope. Spain in the final. Chris Eubanks signed to boxer and he's targeting Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. And our topic of the day was about the blood of children and the elixir of youth. Are the rich really in search of eternal life? Do vampires really exist?
And essentially, once you get the hang of this, you're gonna add your sprinkle
And just
the wrap up. Yeah. That's the stuff that's gonna go viral.
Yeah, well, really, it'll be better when I take notice of the
But
headlines.
this is the plan. And
As and when they're going.
This is on him.
So then I will
100%.
pick what.
I agree.
What's
I
you know
agree.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. You would need to be fed and watered
Yeah,
so you could be alert.
yeah, yeah.
Phones confiscated at door.
Because I definitely won't concentrate today. If I didn't read that rap, I wouldn't know what the headlines was.
I know. And it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Come on, England.
Come on, England.
Come on,
Yeah,
England.
don't worry. Like anything, I'll get better. You get me? As sure as the sun gonna rise.
100%. Before you do the transfer news, Indigo Van, does anyone know if Esther is coming back? Miss her. I said at the top of the show that Esther is on a break, a much needed break. And if you can respect her peace at this point in time, she and we would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Shoot.
Just some news for my United fans, actually. That's the only ones I care about. So it's just United news.
Fair.
Because I'm biased.
Fair.
Donny van der Beek is going to... Shit. I want to say Genoa. Or because of a G. It's not Genoa. Is it not Genoa? Is it? He's going. And it's only for 500k.
Riveting.
I can't believe it. There's add-ons that's going to make it go up to 4 million or 5 million, which are pretty easy, apparently. And then there's some harder ones that might make it go up to like 15 or 16 million. But I think the initial bid is 500k, which is crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, I know it's been an absolute shit show, but bloody hell, 500k.
Mad.
That is mad.
Mental.
Euro, is it Looney Euro? Mini Looney Euro. What's his first name? Damn, Euro, 18-year-old centre back from Lille. Wonderful talent. Manchester United have had a 50 million bid accepted by the clubs. But Euro is waiting for Real Madrid.
Are you sure?
Well, he wants Real Madrid.
What? He hasn't come out to say it yet.
He has come out and said he wants Real Madrid. Everybody knows that he wants
He
Real
has
Madrid.
come out to say that he made the decision to wait for Real Madrid.
Well, he's got to make the decision, but everybody knows he wants Real Madrid. Real Madrid are not going to put up that 50 million, I don't think. If they really wanted to get the deal done, they could get it done. Or they'll just do what they've done with all them other ones, Camavinga and whatever, and just wait. And he can wait it out for a year and go to Real Madrid on a free. So if he's absolutely desperate to go to Real Madrid, he'll probably just do that. But I hope we can do some aggressive negotiating and get him to come United because he's good. What else is there? Oh, Marseille have had a bid of 30 million euros accepted for Mason Greenwood. So he's going to be getting out of there soon, hopefully. It was a low bid, and I think we've got a high sell-on clause, like 40 or 50% sell-on clause we'll get of it once they sell him on. Some of the Marseille fans have been given pushback, and I've heard even the mayor of Marseille is giving pushback, talking about they don't want him there. They just need to let this kid go and play football, man. I don't understand what we're doing there, man. I've had enough of this nonsense. Let Mason go and play football, man. He's He's been playing all the time anyway. He was in Spain, living his career, living his life, doing his thing. I get why he can't come back to Manchester United. I do. In my opinion, it's just because that whole circus around him is just going to be too much. It's too much of a distraction for the team, and there's just too much going on in the world to be having to answer questions about Mason Mason Greenwood everywhere we go. Plus the way he's going to be getting dealt with the fans, the home fans, the away fans. It's just going to be too much of a circus. So I understand why he can't play for United anymore. But yeah, man. Hopefully they don't do anything to flipping scarper this deal, and we get some bread for him because we need some money. It's just all a total waste. Yeah. So hopefully they get that done. But Marseille are trying to push it through. De Zerbi said he wants him. Marseille want him. Hopefully they can stay strong with their decisions, got the courage of their convictions, and we get that through. Is there any other transfer news? Arsenal had a bid rejected for Wolves' backup goalkeeper, but no one cares. Can't remember his name. But I think they wanted to challenge Raya. No, nothing. Cool. That was and that is the end of my news wrap up.
Thank you very much. Who's gay?
Gay?
Yeah.
What, Mark Gay?
I don't know. I've seen our
Plays for Crystal Palace?
Guehe. Sorry.
Gay plays for Crystal Palace, centre back. The one who's at England now, playing good. He didn't play last game because he got suspended with the cards.
Oh,
but
serious?
Mark Gay, yeah, good centre back.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's a good centre back.
Yeah, the black guy.
Arsenal want him?
Apparently, Ed says that.
Okay, well, hopefully he can do it, man.
Anywho, everybody and anybody who's interested in hearing about the Tigo stuff, go to the Behaviors Patreon and sign up, and you can get a sneak peek.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we've seen like a lot of people viewing this particular, yesterday's stream because of the title. Yes, so if there's anybody who wants to know the information, it's behind the Patreon. Go and support the thing.
Yeah, man. Go
and you're promising to basically go wild on the Sunday episode.
Who said that? Yeah, I am.
This is it. You're gonna have some mad guest on. Ding, ding, ding. It's gonna be crazy.
Tune into No Behavior, man. Make sure you don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it.
We are journalists, man. We'll give you the inside scoop.
The dirtiest inside scoop.
Yeah, you get it first, you get it the worst. You get me?
Apparently, the clips have leaked on TikTok.
I could imagine.
From your picture.
I could imagine. There's no loyalty there.
That mixtape season.
There's no loyalty. Man, keep giving us Patreon good quality content and they're always trying to repurpose it and put it on TikTok. It's essentially snitching.
Ugh, goddamn.
It is. It's essentially snitching. It's mad.
Damn. But wasn't Loon snitching?
Hey, Liz was going off.
He got his phone up. He's like, look. Got the receipts, mate. It's here. I was like, whoa, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah. Satisfied me, boy. I didn't know.
That's news to me, boy.
Yeah, man. I was not prepared for that.
That's all. And he came in whistling, you would have never known you had that in your pocket.
Oh, God. But look, we'll be at the same time, same place tomorrow, people.
Right.
Peace
Later.
out.
Peace.